Thank you.
Your truck's double parked.
I've got a cold sore. How's your day going?
Definitely don't use my mic.
You got it.
Mike Peacock on the stand up
I might piss my pants. There's a huge possibility I'll puke on my own shoes, so just bear with me when it's been a little while. I know, right? Hey, what are you doing now for the show?
The way she was struggling.
5 years ago, if you had asked me to write a poem that was even remotely related to the topic of Tom Cruise, I would have sat down with a fresh pen, a full package of cigarettes, and a full bottle of booze to scribble something down that would let me stand and play the fool while I ripped apart pop culture and talked a lot about boobs. But in the last 5 years, I'm hardly ever moved to pick up that goddamn pen and let my mind run loose. But fortunately, I've been drinking, so if you'd like to pull a goose, this would be a good time to pop the canopy and exit from the room, because it's about to get uncomfortable with my perverted version of the truth. 5 years is a long time to go without trying to produce a poem I can be proud of, just because I can't find my muse, and I won't write something down just to say it's new. One of my biggest pet peeves is when people ask me what I've been working on lately with the tone in their voice like I should be writing poems daily and somehow be expected to believe that if I just constantly produce shit with regulated frequency, then somehow that means I've mastered my craft. The truth is, I wouldn't use a lot of the poems that I've heard in public to wipe my hairy ass, because why would you use shit to try and clean up more shit? You wouldn't. No one would do that, honestly. A lot of poems make me want to go home and draw nice warm baths so that I can lay down in it and slit my fucking wrists from my elbow to the palm of my hand, and I understand that a lot of people will be mad at me because of the things that I have said, but I refuse to write a poem just because I have a pen. In high school, I got kicked out of sports for running like a faggot while the coaches slapped the asses of the jocks who kept on bragging about all the pussy that they got while I was dropping acid and talking to the stars about how poetry is magic and how I've probably had more pussy than every jock that ever laughed at me and said that writing poems was just proof of all my faggotry. And although I don't hate that hippie shit, disconnection makes me happy. You see, I'm tired of mediocrity and jerking off for all my friends so I can bask in the glow of mollycoddled, bottle-fed Pollyanna compliments. For a long time, I tried to convince myself that the reason I don't write poetry anymore is because I keep losing my notebook. But maybe it's because I used to think I was defined by how many times I could stand up on stage and have the lights in my eyes shine while using my words to help me get some lovely girl to open her thighs wide and let me sneak a look. Or maybe I'm just trying to get myself off the hook for letting wanting to be popular ruin me. You see, I find attention all-consuming. I eat it up and it swallows me whole. Every panicked particle feels privately exposed. It's as though my nerve endings have feelings and they're all sad because I keep giving myself away. I feel raw, electric, and exposed, so then why have I chosen to stand up on stage and present myself in this particular way if it makes me feel so damn uncomfortable? This is something I've wondered about for a very long time, and what I've come to find is that part of the problem is that I translated my definition from an outdated edition of a list of things I thought I needed to be happy. And although I can't pinpoint exactly when I knew I needed poetry in my life, I've always known that it lives inside of me, and that just because the words will sometimes go into hiding, it never means they'll find their way back home. For me, it's a tool to exercise my demons and try to reconcile my feelings of standing in a crowd while seeming utterly alone. But I refuse to write a poem just because I have a pen. So I'll see you in 5 years when I have something new to say again.